Hello YouTube, Dave here again. Today I am really excited to be taking a look at another couple of sets of dice from the good folks over at D&D Wow. Today I'm going to be taking a look at their sharp-edged C-based dice. Now before I get into the review portion of the video, I just want to state that they did send this to me for the purposes of making a review. However, as is always the case, they are not paying for me to do this. They are not pre-viewing the video before it goes out. They're not scripting anything. The opinions that I express in these videos are 100% completely and totally my own, as is always the case. And I'm excited to take a look at these because I've reviewed a few different sets of dice from D&D Wow in the past, and I've always been really impressed with the quality of the product, and they kind of do everything that I would ask or want when it comes to sort of like these fancier, more intricately designed sets of dice here. So like I said, these are the sharp-edged C dice. This is actually the first non-metal set of dice that I've been able to review from these guys. So yeah, I'm really excited to see what we have here. So we're going to start with the ones on the left here. I'm not going to take out every single one, but I will show you sort of what we have here because these are really cool the way that they are designed. So let's start with the D6 here because I think it's going to be one of the easier ones to kind of see what we have here. So if you take a look, they have sort of like these colors inside that they kind of swirl around in such a way that it actually creates the sensation of like waves breaking or sort of cresting. It's just a really cool effect. You can see almost like a spray coming up as like the waves crash, and it's just a really awesome design. Like I really impressed with it. Just taking a look at the inside here, like when I first got these, because these arrived earlier the day that I'm recording this, I just spent some time, like probably a few minutes, just staring inside of the in the center of the dice here. It's really cool stuff. But even in parts where the colors kind of, just from the process that they went through where they kind of gather, a lot of times they come up with some really nice color patterns as well. Like I actually really like this one here. It gives sort of, again, the feeling of almost like these waves at sunset with sort of the reddish color kind of thrown in there as well. And one of the key things with these dice is that D&D Wow understands that they have to look cool, but they also have to be, you know, practical. So the numbering is super clear, super easy to read, regardless of the coloration on each of the individual sides. And that's something, again, that's a huge thing for me. We'll talk a little bit about that more at the end here. But that's like, again, the D6 gives you a really good idea here. Let's take a look at the D20 as well. So again, you see like the wave crashing sort of on the different sides of the dice. Just looks like, you know, this ocean swell. Really, again, awesome looking stuff here. And once again, all the numbers are super readable. You know, I wouldn't have any problems determining what the number is on the dice here. So let's actually roll this D20 and see what we get here. Well, that's not so great. I rolled a natural one, but that's user error. That's on me. That's a human issue, and my dice rolls pretty much always suck. It's not, you know, a slight on the company as well. Also, these are properly numbered, which is something that a lot of companies that I've seen put some dice out. Usually one of the ones that put out like the cheaper sets, they don't really worry about numbering them properly. So with these types of dice where they do have the numbers diametrically opposed from one another, it should always add up to one higher than the maximum number of sides on the dice. So you got the 20 up here, and then you got the 1 down here. You've got 19 and then 2. So they do actually number these things properly, which is, again, a nice thing that I've seen other companies not spend so much time focusing on or worrying about. So just one thing to keep in mind. We'll take a look at the D4 here as well. And when they say that these are sharp-edged, like these are sharp-edged. You definitely don't want to step on this caltrop. But yeah, it feels very, you know, again, very well made. The material that it's made out of feels very high quality. It does not feel cheap by any stretch of the imagination. And again, the coloration inside just looks absolutely fantastic. Just some really cool patterns that we have there. So that was the one set that they sent me, and like I said, I would sort of look at that as sort of like a sunset type of scene. But then we've also got this other awesome set that they sent, which is sort of like a white and green coloration. And green is one of my favorite colors. It's like my second or third favorite color. So yeah, I was really happy to see that they sent this green set out here. So we do see a little bit of spotting. Again, that's just, a part of the process where some of the coloration will gather in spots. But even where it's there, the number on the dice is super easy to read. Like, it doesn't interfere with your ability to read the die at all. And again, the inside pattern just looks so cool. Like, just take a look at the wave patterns there. Just looks like, waves are crashing around all over the inside of the dice. Just really awesome stuff. Something I'm amazed by some of the things that you can do these days in terms of, like very elaborate designs. And this one here, like if I were to run, in fact, actually, I do have a 3.5 game coming up that is taking place with the characters currently traveling on a ship. So these are the dice that I will be taking with me because I'm going to be out of town when I run it, but I will actually be using these during the seafaring portion just because, again, the wave pattern looks so cool. So that was the D20. We'll take a look at the D4 here. Again, very nice, get it to focus there. There we go. Again, very nice sharp edges on everything here. Just beautiful looking dice. Just love the patterns inside there. They did an amazing job with it. And let's pull out the D12 because that one is sort of one of the lesser used dice. It is a 7 set, so you do have your D10s with the percentile and the ones digit, the D20, the D4, D6, and D8, and of course our poor lowly D12 here as well. Again, just really, really, really cool stuff. So yeah, like I'm really impressed by these dice. It's a cool concept. It's something that I'm is someone who kind of researches a lot of like maritime history. These are something that are right up my alley. I think they're really, really awesome concept, and I think they're executed pretty well. There are a couple spots where the paint did seem to collect in certain spots, but even that doesn't affect your ability to read the dice. And that's one of the biggest things that I find with D&D Wow is that they really do understand that the dice need to be read. Because I had, before we went into lockdowns and everything a couple of years ago, I was running games at my local game store, and one of the players always had these very elaborately patterned dice. And they always were a pain to read because the coloration of the pattern blended in with the coloration of the numbers, which did not contrast well enough from the color of the die itself. So it would take several moments for him to read his dice to try to figure out what he rolled. And with the D20, it was even worse because sometimes the pattern would kind of mask the 1. So you couldn't quite tell if it was a 3 or a 13. So the numbers on every single set of dice that D&D Wow have ever sent to me, even with some of the more elaborate and complex patterns, the numbers on the dice have always been very easy to make out and read, and I think that these are there's certainly no exception. The sharp edge, like so they are very, very sharp edges. They feel, again, very well made, very high quality, and yeah, I'm just impressed overall. So definitely, like I said, take a moment to check out their website. Hopefully there's some really awesome stuff there that calls out to you, and I definitely recommend, like I said, giving them a shot, because the stuff that they've sent me has been amazing quality, and with everything that they've done has been fantastic, and this is certainly no exception. So once again, I just want to thank the great folks over at D&D Wow. Keep up the amazing work, and I look forward to whatever you come up with next, because some of the ideas you've had have been just absolutely incredible. Anyway, let me know in the comments below, what are some of your favorite elaborately designed dice, and are they ones that you have a hard time reading, or are they like these where the numbers are very, very clear, contrast very well with the rest of the design without being like garish or overtaking anything. Again, just fantastic work from these guys. So yeah, thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. Take care.